because the goods you produce must be good quality and cheap. Otherwise, people will not buy your products, they will buy the products of others. In the past, we were buying goods from Europe. But if you look for goods from Europe now, they are not there. Many of the manufactured goods are now coming from China, from India, from other places. How were the Europeans chased out of manufacturing? High costs. High costs. Their vehicles are very expensive. Their things are forget about the Europeans. So, of course, for the Europeans, the biggest problem, one of their biggest problems was that they were paying themselves very high salaries. Because very high salaries are also another problem. If you pay yourself too high salaries, what you produce would not be affordable. That was part of the problem of the Europeans, because they don't listen. They think they know everything. Therefore, number one, ensure low transport costs. Number two, ensure low costs of electricity. Have cheap, reliable, affordable electricity. Number three, the cost of money in the banks, especially for agriculture and for manufacturing. The money from the banks must not be high interest rates. Because if it is high interest rates, how will you make profit? That's why for the government insisted on UDB, borrow from UDB, borrow from Myoga, from PDM, have nothing to do with the money lenders. Those money lenders are your enemies. And I'm going to do something about them. I'm going to crush the money lenders. They are criminals, but they are encouraged by you people. How do you allow somebody to say he has given you money, but you make an agreement that he has bought? In the document you say he bought when he just gave you 2 million shillings for paying school fees. Why should you do that? But anyway, we're going to rescue you now. We're going to rescue you. We're going to deal with the money lenders. So, money for manufacturing, for agriculture must be cheap money. The low cost of money. For nightclubs and so on, you can, you can go to the commercial bank and borrow expensive money for nightclubs, and I'm not bothered with that so much. And importing wigs and perfumes, and you go to the commercial banks. But for manufacturing, for agriculture, UDB. Please, you people. UDB. If the money is not enough, let's keep adding on, keep adding on. Don't go to the other places. We had to save our girl, the one who invested in Atiak Sugar. Very good project. But she had made a mistake of going to commercial banks. And that project was about to collapse. But we had to come in and save her. So this is the third issue. If you want a modern economy producing products which are competitive. This is the word they use. Crucial point number 3 is low cost of money. Then point number 4 is the human being, our young people. There must be, because you see, all these factories, like these dams which were built here, they need educated, skilled, healthy people to run them. So here, point number 4 is the developed human resource. Developed how? Educated, skilled, not just speaking English and Arabic and foreign languages and Latin. And you think that is education? You must have a skill. You must be educated, skilled, and healthy. This is the fourth point. The fifth one is the integration of the African market. Because when you produce goods, where do you sell them? There is what we call kilowatt hour per capita. Kilowatt hour per capita. The amount of electricity per person, per citizen, per person in that population. You can go and see the per capita, the kilowatt hour per capita of the USA, or countries like Sweden, and so on. You see, what is the per capita? Kilowatt hour per capita. Now, in the case of Europe and the USA, you can remove the electricity for warming and cooling for the Middle East where it's very hot. Remove that. So if you remove, because for us here we don't have to have air conditioning, we don't need them so much, except in a few areas. Now, when you remove that, if you remove internal heating, you remove internal heating mainly. This is the main one. Internal heating or cooling. What is the kilowatt hour per capita of a modern country or a modern person?